want to talk to you about depression and what it is. So, I just kind of want to go over um, what I believe it to be because I've experienced it, I've lived through it, and I have come out of it. I also have a master's in social work, so I've studied it, and I've had therapy, been to counseling, been on medication, had a psychiatrist, not just a therapist. I've had a faith-based experience with it. Um, you know, and I don't want to go too much into all the science of it, but I just want to say that, if you don't fight it, I believe that you fall deeper and deeper into it. And what I mean by fighting it is being intentional about fighting it. You have to understand our society is a capitalist society and is driven by money. So I just want to pose this question and ask, is it more beneficial to actually help you become free from depression? And when I say beneficial, I mean monetarily. Or is it more monetarily beneficial to keep you going to doctors where the insurance has to pay? And so the insurance company is making money off of that, and the doctor's making money off of that. And then you have the pharmaceutical companies that treat depression. If everyone was cured from depression, then what would they do with depression medication? I mean, so economically, it's kind of better to send you around in circles than to give you an actual way to get free from depression. And I say this saying that this is something that I struggle with majority of my teens and into my 20s. You have a lot of self-talk, which is, your thoughts in your head. But these are shaped by your environment, the people you're around, your experiences, social media. And, my mom moved us to the suburbs because she grew up in the projects and she didn't want us to be exposed to that environment. But she indirectly put me in a situation where I'm the only girl who looked like me. And at the time, I didn't look how I look now. I didn't know what to do with my hair, neither did she. And I was a very introverted, empathetic person. That played a part in my depression as well, because I didn't understand that all the feelings that I was feeling were not just mine. And I'll make a separate video on being an empath. I just kind of want to focus on depression right now. But then I also experienced trauma in my life, abuse, and at the age of 15, it kind of just all, came into a place where I feel like I was at my worst then. I just feel like when it started to get bad, and my mom took me to a treatment center, and I was there for like almost a year, and I did acute care, residential care. So I went to school there, seeing doctors, therapies, like I said, medication, all of it. And some of it was helpful, but honestly, the thing that was my saving grace was my mother seeing that I have my daughter here, we're paying for this, but I don't see her getting better. So she did the only thing that she knew to do, and she went to our church, and she brought I don't even know who she was. I just know she came and she prayed with me. And I remember at the time I was really struggling with my relationship with God, but I know that I felt like I was in so much darkness. I was very angry in that day. And I remember this was when they had moved me to residential care. And, I remember her coming to the room. She was a young girl. And looking back on it now, she was probably in her late 20s, maybe early 30s, but she came and she prayed. And I remember the room being dark for some reason, but after we finished praying, I don't remember what she prayed, and I felt lighter, like a weight was lifted off of me. Now, I want to say this, that was like the beginning of me getting free. But so we end up leaving there, and they told my mother that there was nothing else they could do for me, that I would never be able to function in a normal society and do anything other than being on medication and having to have someone take care of me for the rest of my life. And I have a master's degree. I'm a mother and I'm a grandmother. And I take care of people. I say that to say this. In all humility, it's not to boast or to brag, but I remember feeling so stuck in my own head, and I never planned to kill myself. And I always felt like someone was telling me to, or I would have feelings like I just want to go to sleep and not wake up, you know. And I don't feel that way anymore. So when I say this was the beginning of me getting free. I leave, and I was 16 when I left. So let me say this. I just kind of want to give you guys a timeline. Like, I was really struggling with my identity. You know, I was bullied in school at 15. I don't know. I struggle with a lot of things, so I'm gonna have to make a couple of videos. But I struggle with a lot of things with gender, with my sexuality, just with finding a place. So I left there 15 before I went in. My maternal grandfather, he molested me. My mother pressed charges on him, and at the time the laws aren't like they are now, and they couldn't do anything to him. So I went to the hospital, got prayer, left at 16. At 18, a so-called friend of mine plotted and planned on me, and he raped me. And I became even more angry because my plan my whole life was to wait until I got married, to have sex. That was my plan. That's what I wanted to do. You know, and throughout all of these things that I was struggling with, you know, I didn't turn to drugs. I wasn't out sleeping around, and I'm not trying to, I don't want to make anybody feel bad if those are the choices that you made, but just me personally, I didn't make those decisions. And I became even more angry.